Hello there folks, my name is Great Mighty Poe, and welcome to the finale of Elden Ring Reforged Master Mode. Well, finale for the base game at least. We'll be continuing the DLC at a later time, but for now, we've only got a couple bosses left, and they're both up here. So we've got Radagon, Radabeast, and the super secret final boss of Elden Ring Reforged. So yeah. Get into this. I had a failed recording of this, by the way. It was just one attempt where I died, but I'll add that into the supercut of me dying to Radagon that you'll definitely get, because Radagon's going to kill me a bunch. Oh, that's the cut move that gives him regen. Ah, yeah. Eat. Yeah. If I heal, he's gonna expect it. We'll expect. Ah, you win? Me live? Yeah. Because you can. Yeah. I'm dead. In. I can do about some of. Ah. I thought he was doing something different. That was my fault. Early. I'm getting really tired. I've been at this for 2 hours, so like I'm doing worse and worse each attempt. it's delayed! Fuck. So you don't dodge this. Fuck me. Oh, that's a cool attack. That's half the problem with Radagon, right at the end here showing why I dislike Radagon so much is simply because you can just go for long periods without seeing any moves that can be parried. And I mean any. Thanks, camera. Really? What a fucking hitbox. Ah, cool. Not even allowed to fucking heal. Ah, cool. So that has a hitbox, apparently. This is where I am probably fucked. Yeah. Can't even hit him. Just Radagon wasted my time and my heals, and so nothing I could do. Just out of heals. Because Radagon just stopped doing anything I could parry, so I couldn't beat him. It's as simple as that. Like, it is all down to whether or not Radagon gives me good RNG. If he doesn't, then I may as well just throw in the towel, because I'm not going to be able to beat Elden Beast with no heals. It's a one-shot! Why? And dodge away from that grab. Why aren't the... Damn, man. I just want damage. Fuck me. I honestly didn't know you could do Elden Stars again. Here's what I know. Oh, finally! Oh, it's been 3 hours of recording, man! What am I covered in? I'm covered in Elden juice! Elden Ring Reforged Master Mode. Beaten. We've beat the final boss, so technically, yes. But we haven't actually beaten the final boss. I don't know if I need to trigger the ending cutscene. Also, we can strengthen our character. Nice. More endurance. Thank you. Because we can summon Rani, but is it over here? It would be somewhere around here. May need to trigger the ending cutscene. By the looks of it. Okay. Well, I guess, oh, our dies don't work, but that's fine. But I'm gonna skip anyway because we've all seen the ending cutscenes at this point. Awesome. I'm actually gonna let the credits play for a little bit, because, you have the Elden Ring Reforged team at the beginning here. So main developer Kern, so Kern, co-developer Ivy, and it goes by way too fast for me to read out all those names. But these are all those names. Big thanks to all those people who put in the time and effort to make this wonderful, wonderful mod. I may not like all of it, but I think it's impossible to please everybody, and I think they've done a hell of a good job pleasing as many people as possible. The popularity of this mod is absurd. Just for a mod. I guess Elden Ring's really popular, but Reforged is a pretty damn popular mod. So the team did a really good job making it fun. Okay. Now we can skip. No. Yeah, I'm not going to start Journey 2. I am good, thank you. And, yeah, now we got the Trial of Recollection. Victory over Radagon of the Gold Order has earned you the right to face the Trial of Recollection. Enter the gate in the Guild Court, challenge a randomized series of past boss encounters. Limited resources are available between fights, so conserve your strength wisely. Various difficulties are available for this unique challenge. Further options are unlocked by conquering the Land of Shadow. So, yeah. A boss rush, but you've got limited resources, so limited flasks, all that stuff. Resources don't really carry between fights, so it is really hard. But yeah, we have the Unremembrance, which has 3 things now. So obviously you got Marika's Hammer, really solid int faith weapon. obviously Golden Order, so, fundamental incantation, it's got Blessed, it's really, really good. Probably has some changed R2s, but I'm not too sure. And then obviously Sacred Relic Sword, really good Dex Faith weapon, raises attack and defense when HP is at maximum or low, so that's actually pretty nice. Oh. And then Binding Stake, ruptures the ground with a golden stake that pulls and damages foes. I hated this fucking move on Radagon. It was always he'd do 1, 2, and then delay and do this one. And this would pull me in and then just I'd be dead. Because there'd be nothing I could do to avoid anything else he'd do. So it fucked me up a lot. And then a Starlight token. So, yeah. Awesome. And I guess we'll, oh, actually, let's go to Hugh real quick. So obviously we got that message, so yep, we can purchase these. 50,000 a pop! That is a steep increase. You would have thought, oh, these are 12,000, these would be 14,000, and these are 4,400. So these would be 4,800. I don't know, 50,000 a pop. They ain't cheap. Oh boy. But that's pretty nice though. So yeah, we can upgrade more weapons, which is really, really nice. You get that for defeating Elden Beast, so... Or it could be for defeating Radagon. Who knows? Because you gotta defeat both of them to have anything count. Awesome. Did I reach 30,000 or did I not? I'm not too sure. I've done all this in one recording session, by the way. I was meant to stop like 2 hours ago, but I just kept going. I was like, stuff it, I'm not letting the game win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna be Elden Beast tonight, and that'll be that. 2,961. Woo! It's really good, actually. Less than 3,000. Let's fucking go. Actually, I'm gonna just... Awesome. And... yeah, over here is where the trial is. So you can see the door is now unsealed. And the screen goes purple as you open the doors. That's a cool effect. I guess it's teleporting us somewhere? Oh! So another new grace, but I'm not too sure where we are. Oh wow, beginner difficulty versus 20, easy effects. Normal difficulty versus 30, shadow difficulty versus 40, which I assume you need to beat DLC bosses to unlock that, and then nightmare difficulty versus 50, and you have hard effects on that. So yeah, this doesn't care about what game mode you're on, so yeah, it's fairly balanced, and I think there's like records and stuff, like how far people have gotten. I don't know if anyone's actually beaten it. Okay, we need to go back to the Elden... no, not the Elden Throne. Fractured Marika. Yeah, over there we can see what our next boss is going to be, but I'll get to them in a little bit. I'm probably going to stop recording in a second, and then I'll come back to do that. But for now, I just want to talk about my thoughts on Radabeast. So Radagon and Elden Beast. So obviously... yeah, hard mode Radagon, very interesting fight. There we go, that's a bit better. Very interesting fight, hard mode Radagon. But extremely overwhelming, and I kinda gave up at a certain point trying to dodge certain things. You probably saw me take a lot of teleports, and then the follow-up hits to the face. The teleports, if they are the slow ones, those I can dodge. If it's the quick teleport, it's not worth trying to dodge it, because it will cue your dodge input and you'll get whacked by the follow-up. So I pretty much just gave up. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna take the teleport to the face, take the follow-up to the face, and then retaliate on the next attack. And that is pretty much how I dealt with that. And then the only other, like, problematic Radagon move, aside from the teleports, and they're like, everyone knows teleports are bad, would be the Elden Ring attack, or the Rune Arc attack, what do you want to call it. He does 1, 2, and then big slam at the end. I don't know how to dodge that consistently. And it's kind of annoying, because he does it once, and then on some attempts he didn't, but on most attempts he did. He'd do it a second time, and he'd do it 3 times in a row. So I kind of had to know how to dodge it, but I didn't know how to dodge it consistently. It would just occasionally hit me, and I'm not too sure how you're meant to dodge it, because it's not very clear. It seems like if you're too close, you'll get hit by it, but sometimes you can't get enough distance. There's also the lines that come out, but I'm not sure if they play into it either. Obviously you're meant to jump it, I think that's pretty clear, but the timing and the positioning of where you need to be for those jumps, I don't fully understand, and it's not communicated very well at all. That's my opinion on that move. It's just not communicated very well. I didn't enjoy it. And yeah, I think also Radagon, a lot of his difficulty just came down to, as the fight progresses, as Radagon gets lower and lower health, he gets more and more moves, and he tends to favour those particular moves rather than his normal stuff. So trying to actually get a move that I could parry would sometimes just not happen. I had many attempts where I'd get Radagon down low, and I'd spend a solid couple minutes just like a headless chicken, just waiting and waiting for a move I could parry, which is really, really frustrating with how aggressive he can be, because it's just whittling you down, and there's nothing you can do about it. Because I had one attempt where I've reached Elden Beast with, I think, 3 flasks, and yeah, I didn't stand a chance in hell. That's really, I guess, the big thing with Radabeast in Reforged is, at least on the harder difficulties, I'm not too sure how Radagon is on the normal difficulties. Obviously, with half as much health, probably not nearly as bad. But yeah, on hard mode and above, with the hard mode effects giving Radagon, you know, the enhanced AI, and it is really noticeable on him. Like, he's very clearly had a lot of work put into his AI to make him just excessive in an okay way. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of it, because it feels really weird from a difficulty perspective to all of a sudden peak up to this, because there's not really much along the main path aside from Godskin Duo that would be as hard as Radagon. The only comparable boss would be Melania in terms of like a solo one-on-one fight, and Melania's an optional super boss at the very end, so yeah, I'm not too sure there. But yeah, obviously, yeah, in hard mode, it depends on, do you get lucky with the right combination of moves to take Radagon down as quickly as possible, to have potentially as many flasks as possible for Elden Beast. There's another reason why I was taking some attacks to the face, was just because one heal there is better than needing multiple heals later in case I don't manage to get the specific moves. So taking the risks and knowing when to take them is a very big part of Radagon. I think I kind of enjoy that. So yeah, I think Radagon is also kind of, I think, he's both a good thing and a bad thing for Reforged as a whole, because hard mode Radagon shows how good Kern is at AI stuff when he really puts his mind to it and enjoys the boss enough to actually do that. I just wish that more bosses got the Radagon treatment and were just as engaging to fight. Unfortunately, though, Radagon is the most hard mode fight in terms of the AI changes, and I think it further highlights my issue with Reforged's side content largely being forgotten in terms of a lot of Reforged's systems. So And by side content, I mean like actual side content. I don't mean like the optional super bosses, because those are like, I consider those major side content, like minor side content, like all the side dungeons I think would probably count. You could say like Redmane Castle or Rare Lucaria are kind of minor side content depending on how you view things. So yeah, I think that's all I really want to say on Radabeast. Except I haven't said anything about Elden Beast, I guess, which is probably just because Elden Beast is Elden Beast. I don't like Elden Beast. A lot of running around. I am thankful though that his health bar is toned down a lot compared to vanilla. His health is not nearly as bad. His damage output though is pretty severe. I got one shot in one attempt and broke down in tears because of his grab. I mashed the shit out of my controller and it did not help at all. So, and that can be quite frustrating. And obviously, in vanilla you can use Torrent, but ERR has chosen to not do that. And I think the boss works fine without Torrent and ERR. Elden Beast is definitely aggressive enough and does seem to approach the player more regularly. Like, he wasn't just sitting at range just spamming the sword light beam attacks like he would do normally in vanilla. So yeah, definitely Elden Beast is an improvement, 100%. And yeah, I think Torrent would make certain parts of it just too easy. So understand why ERR has just chosen to stick with their changes to Elden Beast rather than doing the vanilla thing of allowing Torrent. Also the quintuple Elden Beast attack, really cool. That's cut content, and I never really got a chance to talk about it when it happened because I was too focused. Really, really cool attack, and pretty cool to see something like that. Kinda harkens back to the Estelle grab, having the multiple Estelles, sort of like really, really highlighting sort of what a cosmic being in this universe really is, and how otherworldly they are, and how they act. So, thumbs up on the Elden Beast, which is weird to say, but he's definitely an improvement over vanilla. I don't have to chase him quite so much. Did have stamina issues, but I always have stamina issues in Reforged, so... Okay. So yeah, we have one boss left, and that is the Hallowed avatar. So... Also, I'm just gonna take a screenshot here. Yeah. But I'm gonna take a break for now, so it'll be a fresh new Poe who comes back, and probably might end up doing a respec as well, because Hallowed Avatar obviously is a Erdtree avatar, just juiced to the max, so probably gonna need some fire for it, but we'll see. I'll save that for the next Poe. Right, and I'm back, all rested up, all ready for the true final challenge of Elden Ring Reforged base game. Obviously still have the DLC to get to, but we do have one final challenge here on the stone platform. And this is the Hallowed Avatar. So I'm going to quickly explain the Hallowed Avatar before we actually get into it. So in order to unlock this fight, you need to have collected 200 runic traces. So as a reminder, if I go, I think they're in key items? Yeah. So runic traces are essentially only obtained by picking up rune pieces throughout the world. So you don't get these by just killing bosses. Killing bosses will net you, obviously, you know, rune pieces, but they're not the same as runic traces. So you need to actually have found 200 rune pieces out in the world. You are struggling with that, by the way. The wiki has a full map with every single one that people have managed to find. So very, very easy to find the 200 you want. And it's not too bad. So yeah, that's the first thing. You need 200 runic traces to be able to unlock this guy. Second thing, what is the Hallowed Avatar? So he is a special Erdtree avatar. You're probably thinking, oh, an Erdtree avatar, that's not that hard of a fight. I said special, because obviously throughout the entire game we've been finding Erdtree avatars that have had some rather unique crystal tear effects on them depending on the ones they drop. What would happen if you took all those effects and slammed them all onto one Erdtree avatar? Well, you get the Hallowed Avatar. So, yeah. The Lingering Fire on the ground for the one in Hallowed? Yep, this one's got it. Bubble Tear from the one in Weeping? Of course, it's got that. The Magic Bombardment, the Holy Stomp, and the Lightning Staff Slam. Yep, got all those from the Leonia one, and got the Rupturing Tears as well. So he's got all of that stuff, plus some other new stuff just to make it even more peak suffering. I have never beaten this guy with melee. Only time I've beaten him was on my Adept Sorcery only run that I live streamed on the channel. So I don't know how this is going to go at all, because I have only ever killed this guy with sorceries once, and never bothered any other time with melee because he's fucking horrifying. But let's go see what we managed to do. Obviously, sticking with the usual, maybe not Hallowed Drake. Actually, that might be helpful. I'll stick with that. And I can get rid of those, because I'm not going to crit him. Alright, let's drink up me hearties, yo-ho. He's got a very cool summoning animation. So, boom. The Hallowed Avatar. I think it's still so funny that this guy shows up right at the end. You can see he's already got the bubble tear. And it progresses as you go, so he's not instantly gonna have all of them. You can see the big holy burst there, so he's got that already. Still got half my health, which is concerning. Okay, that does AoE, so I need to back off. He's got the lightning on his staff and the fire on the floor. Baiting him forward, so the fire is less of an issue. Get away from that. There goes a rupturing, and the mortar bombardment has begun. Oh, and I got mortared. As I could hope. Like, I don't... Fuck! Oh, fuck off. I'm sorry, this boss is shit. What was that? Okay, so inputs are just going out the window again. He's pushing me away because that's fun. I love not being able to fight the boss. It's the best. I'm really fucking sweaty, so I'm really fucking itchy, and I can't do anything about it. It's driving me insane. Yep, nothing I could do. Because he was moving towards me. Shit! I'm dead. It's over. I'm not gonna have enough heals. Shit, 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 shit. He's got the fucking rupturing. I'm done. Fuck this. Thank you. That's the problem with the rupturing tear visual, is I think you're meant to notice it by the glow, but he's glowing throughout the entire fight because of just all the other visuals, and so it's a noisy mess and you can't tell unless you look directly at it. And yeah, most of his attacks obscure it. Or I'm trying to focus on other things, so I don't see it 90% of the time. I mostly only avoid the rupturing tear by sheer luck. Greed. He should be stance breaking soon, which is why I'm getting greedy. Yeah, see, like, I couldn't tell there if the glow was the rupturing tear or the opaline. So I just didn't go in and punish because I just couldn't risk it. It's, kind of annoying. Thanks, game. I saw it. Yeah. The fucking lightning. I get into a good rhythm, a good loop, but then I get forced out of it by some attack or rupturing tear or whatever. Okay, I saw it. Yeah. I pushed a fuck off. Okay, I made a mistake there. I just got too focused on one thing, and it led to me attacking at the wrong time. But that's what happens with this guy. It's very easy to get focused by one thing and be ignoring another thing. Okay. I would love to have done a Lion's Claw there, or Lion's Flame rather, but that would have got me punished with the explosion. So, well, missed my opportunity. Got another one here though. Got it. You gotta make sure that you remember to dodge, because otherwise you'll get hit by that. It's really annoying, but that's the nature of the Hallowed avatar. He's just kind of a shit. Okay, I do need to heal, so I am going to wait, and then I'm going to heal. Didn't even realize I was out of FP. That's fine. Gonna take a heal. I'm not gonna go in and punish that because of the flames. Just gonna wait. Rupturing Tear is back up. Again, not punishing that, it's too risky with the flames on the floor. Yeah, I missed it. That's my fault, but I'd rather be safe than dead. Got him! I didn't even need to use the dumpling. Awesome. That gets us 5 rune pieces, the ultimate enemy medal, and the fated wet blade. And also a ton of money. Awesome. Yeah, I did not like that guy. Fuck that guy. That guy was horrible. Obviously, I'm a lot more calm than I was fighting him last night. Last night I got really frustrated with him. But yeah, the Rupturing Tear is, I think, the big moment with that fight, because a lot of his attacks obscure it, and you could go, okay, well, there's a glow. That was what I was told by the mod dev Kern, is there's a glow so you can tell that it's there. The problem is, with all the other physical effects he has, like the regen, the lightning on the end of his staff, and the opaline tear, all of those also produce the exact same glow. So you have no way of knowing based on just the glow if it's on there or not. I believe it's not random. I believe it's on a fixed timer, like it'll show up after a certain amount of time and then explode after a certain amount of time. So maybe you can figure it out with that. But it is such a long distance between the Rupturing Tears happening that you probably need like a looping timer or a metronome or something like that. Like, count the beats of a metronome. You know, once it's ticked 10 times, you need to get away because it's going to explode. And like, I feel like it's a bit stupid. I feel like it should just be something that you can go, okay, he's going to Rupturing and avoid it with like a nice clear visual that makes it really clear. The other attack I had an issue with was the Golden Land. Golden Land, if you didn't know, is the slam, explosion, then the shooting bolts at you. That attack is normally fine on Erdtree avatars, you just run away from it and it's fine. Hallowed avatar had a couple of extra things with it. The first one you saw would there be all the seals all over the ground that would explode and seem like shooting upwards. That shooting upwards, then, next time he does a Golden Land, causes them to come back down and do the same AoE that the seals do. The problem is, it took me 2 hours to notice that. So I was getting hit during Golden Lands and having no idea why that was happening, simply because the visual of it coming down is so fast and it's not really that visible that I was struggling to understand what was happening. The dodge timing is timed with the Golden Land, so I think the dodge timing on it's fine. I think the visual is just poorly communicated. I remember there used to be, like, seals in the air. Like, the seals would go up into the air as well, and you'd be able to see the seals up there, and then they'd come crashing back down. But at some point that changed, I think. So I'm not too sure on that one. And then, yeah, I think that's the main things. Like, the magic stuff is, like, the magic stuff, the fire, that's all just, it's fine. It's whatever. It definitely, I feel like, it wouldn't make sense for it to not be there, and I really figured out how to avoid them. Like, when he does the butt slam, the fire is sort of in a position to make it really hard to punish him, so don't go in and punish him. And with the magic, I could get in a certain amount of swings before I need to dodge away. Figured that out, it was fine. Regen, I've been dealing with regen the entire time. I had the burn effect on the Fury of Azash, which is why this weapon was really good, so that helped counteract that regen. And the Opaline, once again, is the reason why I picked the Fury of Azash, so that I would have a hit that would knock out the Opaline tier, and then the second hit would be a nice big hit. Fast weapons, like the Sunrealm Sword, I'd probably still only be able to get those 2 hits in, but I'd be doing a lot less damage on that second hit, so that's why I went Fury of Azash. I had to sell, by the way, I think 3 Somber Ancients to upgrade, so I'm a little bit mad about that, but oh well, shit happens. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the Hallowed Avatar. He feels a little bit, just, I don't know, I'm not going to say lazy because I think that's a little bit too mean to call any modded boss lazy, because, like, all modded bosses take effort. Just feels like, compared to the rest of the bosses ERR has put in, this one feels like it's got the least amount of effort put into it, personally. And I really think some tweaking of the VFX, particularly for the Rupturing tier, would go a long way. But, oh yeah, that was the Hallowed Avatar. And that took me, well, nearly as long as Radagon and Elden Beast. Nearly. I think Radagon and Elden Beast was, 3.5 hours, and this was not even, well, just over 2.5 by the looks of it. So, yeah. But, yeah. Fury of Azash plus 10. I said I'd come back to this weapon eventually, and it's a really good weapon, I will say. Definitely really, really solid choice. Plus also the Red Mane Knight set for the Flash Ripfin fire attack power. Really, really good combination. Physics here, also Flame Shrouding and Thorny. And yeah. I did feel like my negations weren't doing too much, but oh well. But we did get a very important item, so we got the Faded Wet Blade. So I guess let's go back to the Table of Lost Grace. Well, I guess anywhere would work. I could have done it there, but I'm going to do it at Round Table, because Round Table is just a nice place. If you have a look at Ashes of War, and I'm just going to pick this dagger, and we're just going to do Endure. So Fated is down the bottom, and you can see what this does to a dagger. So it's a little bit funky. You see it's got C scaling all across the board, and it's got both Blessed and Magic passives. Very interesting. It's still pure physical. Let's pick another random weapon. I don't know, let's have a look at the Banished Knight's Greatsword with Faded. What do you get? Oh, okay. You get Cold, Lightning, and Quality. Very interesting. Also, you lose a bit of strength scaling, but gain some dex scaling, so that's a pretty good quality infusion. Awesome. What about another one? Scavenger Curve Sword. What would you be? Oh, you get Cursed. Okay. And you get a decent chunk of face scaling and magic damage as well. Oh, interesting. So you can sort of see the gimmick with Fated. So Fated is an entirely unique affinity based on whatever weapon it goes on. So, like, if I haven't, like, looked at weapons of the same class, but if I look at, say, the Scimitar here, you can see this is a Int Faith Dex weapon with holy damage and has sleep build-up. So, yeah, there is a unique Fate infusion for every single weapon in the mod. Well, all the ones that can change their affinities, at least. So, yeah, I think an interesting one is, like, the Gargoyle ones are really interesting. Yeah. So, Gargoyle weapons, yeah, they scale with everything and do every single damage type. Really, really interesting weapon. Could be fun to do, like, a Fated Gargoyle run, where I level up all my stats evenly and use only the gargoyle weapons. But yeah. So there's a lot of really interesting Fade infusions that can do some interesting stuff. Like this one's now arcane and has fire on it. Interesting. Oh, yes, hello, Billy. I know you're in here, girl. I know you want out. What about Grave Spear? What are you? Oh, that gets magma. And holy damage. Weird. So yeah, magma plus cold is always a really nice combination, because obviously you frostbite someone, the magma then does a big explosion of damage on them. That's really, really nice. Oh, Cold and Night with magic damage and faith scaling. So you can see like there's some really, really interesting infusions. There is obviously the wiki has information on all the faded infusions for every single weapon, and there's also the build calculator that has all the faded stuff on there as well. So if you do want to check out the faded weapons and what they do, all that information is out there. You can see this one here, Magma as well, with the Holy, which is very nice. What about Vulgar Militia? Ooh, Cursed with Arcane and Dex. Interesting. It's really good, actually. Poison and Heavy with Arcane? Whoa, okay. Sorry, I'm really curious about this stuff because I've never really had the Faded Whip Blade, so... Blood Keen and Night with Int Faith. What? And 115 crit because of the Night, and it's got magic and fire. That is... Oh, that is cool. Yeah. A lot of really, really interesting affinities. Oh, another one that's this one's got Frenzied, so it's Madness, and it's Dex Arcane. What about Lord Swans? Wow. Okay. I'll go let this cat out, actually. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. So yeah, Fated is a very, very interesting and very fun infusion that does offer up some unique build opportunities with some really, really interesting playstyles. So, yeah. And, yeah. The truth hidden at the heart of the old order is laid bare. The new law will be of tarnished make, and will bear fabled arms that befit their sacred station, with which the way forward will be paved, whatever its nature. Awesome. So, yeah. That is Elden Ring Reforged. Master Mode. Base game complete. And, yeah, I have actually had... It's definitely been ups and downs. But I have had fun overall, definitely. I don't personally recommend Master Mode unless you are someone who absolutely loves the Reforged mod and is willing to look past some of Reforged's issues and have fun. Oh yes! Yes! Fuck yes! I managed to keep it under 3,000. Let's go! Awesome! Barely! Hey! Fuck yeah. That's actually really, really nice, I will say. I did not expect to actually keep that under 3,000. I thought it was going to go over with Hallowed Avatar, but managed to do it. Awesome. We've got 20 medals. So yeah, we're still missing the all-knowing ones because we haven't got the codex there quite yet. But that's fine. The collection medals. The rune tracker one would require 1,000 runic traces, which I'm not going to get, unfortunately. Because we're not even at 900 yet, and I'd have to go out of my way to collect quite a few, and the DLC doesn't have rune pieces. It has ember pieces, which you can see here, which is 250 is the 5 for that one, so they're a little bit rarer. We've got the Camp Raider. True Strength. I'm clearing any difficulty of the Trail of Recollection. I might do that, I'm not too sure. Defeating the Crucible Knight Hernan and the Hallowed Avatar, okay. So you have to defeat both of ERR's specific super bosses. Interesting. Okay. Maintenance of the Academy's protective wards. Yep, that requires using magic. And delving into the Sunken Rise. That's in the DLC. And the boss challenge ones I can't get because I'm playing on Master Mode. So yeah. And yes, 76%, which is pretty damn good, I will say. How many Starlight tokens did we end up with, by the way? I don't know, because they're not in here. Are they in here? No. I think I used the rest of them, didn't I, actually? Yeah, I used the last of them to purchase the deflecting tier. Right, okay. Let's have a sit down at this grace, because this is a really, really nice grace, I will say. And yeah, so I think I might put out a full separate video at some point, once I'm fully done with the DLC as well, where I give like my full final thoughts on Reforged and what I think of the mod in its entirety, and all of that. But for now I will say, if you have not played the Reforged mod, and you are a fan of Elden Ring, you just want more Elden Ring, this is definitely the mod for you. It is extremely fun, and it gives you a reason to engage with the open world more than any other mod for Elden Ring that I have seen. So if that is something that you want out of a mod, I think Reforged is the perfect mod for you, and you'll have an absolute blast, particularly with systems like the Codex, and the rune pieces, and all the new bosses. There's new items to find, there's new areas to explore. Like, there's a ton of stuff here for people that love Elden Ring, or liked Elden Ring but just didn't think it quite lived up for them, and they just want a little bit more of Elden Ring. I think that's what Reforged is. Reforged just takes the base game of Elden Ring and makes it better in a lot of ways. If you didn't like the base game of Elden Ring, you don't like open worlds, then I don't think Reforged would be the mod for you. I think something like Convergence, which does a complete overhaul and does its best to shift the open world to the side as much as possible so you don't have to engage with it, then yeah, that'd be probably better for you. But yeah, I definitely fully recommend Reforged, and it is my favourite overhaul, because I wanted more reasons to engage the open world. This mod definitely gave it to me. In terms of Master Mode, as I said as coming to the Guild Court, I don't recommend playing this mod on its harder difficulties. The most I would recommend for the average person, if they have done a run of Reforged before and they want to have a bit more of a challenge, I recommend Adept. Adept, I think, is a perfectly reasonable step up from the normal Reforged difficulty, and will add a bit of a challenge without getting into the hard mode effects, which, personally, the only boss I would say that maybe you should consider doing on hard mode would be Radagon, because he's the only boss I can really think of where the hard mode AI changes actually were significant enough to change the fight and make it a real challenge. Most other things with the hard mode effects I didn't really notice, and I don't think they'd really add too much personally. But of course, if you are someone who does like Reforged and is planning to put in multiple playthroughs, then try hard mode if you want to. But if you're still a little bit unsure of Reforged, and maybe you've only done 1 or 2 playthroughs, then I recommend sticking with all difficulties, or setting up to Adept. I don't recommend going above and to hard, or master, or Shura, or some of the other special difficulties. I don't think you'll have a very fun time. But that's just my opinion. And also, I will say, like, if it is your first time playing Reforged, don't feel bad about stepping the difficulty down. A lot of people do it, and it is perfectly fine. Reforged, at the end of the day, is a mod about trying to make Elden Ring a better experience for as many people as possible. And if you are someone that does not enjoy the difficulty that Reforged can bring to the table in some encounters, then you're fully allowed to just turn the difficulty down. Or you can always summon some help. Obviously, Reforged has the multiplayer systems, which is a huge boon compared to other mods. And yeah, no one will look down on you. I know, obviously, the Dark Souls / Elden Ring / From Software community sort of has the whole thing about, you know, gotta do things the hard way, and if you do things on a lower difficulty or you mod to make things easier or whatever, then you're just a scrub and you're not good at the game. Those are those people. If you're not having fun, then at the end of the day, what's the point? It's a video game meant to have fun. So, yeah. And I don't think there's much more for me to really say. Because I'm just recommending the mod for anyone who wants to try it out. And I think you should form your own thoughts on the mod personally, because I think it's well worth playing. Just, you know, don't play Master Mode. But I will definitely keep playing Master Mode, because we've got to head to the DLC. It's going to be a whole other can of worms for me. So, with Shadow of the Erdtree, I have not done Shadow of the Erdtree on any Reforged difficulty at all, because I've never been to the DLC in Reforged. I burnt out and had a bit of a tiff with the developers and stuff like that before I really got into it, so I've never reached the DLC in Reforged, and my last time playing the DLC, I believe, was my second time through the DLC? Maybe second or third, I'm not too sure, so I haven't gone through the DLC very much at all. So I will be very blind in a lot of areas, because I don't remember much of the DLC very well at all. And so it'll definitely be an interesting time, and I'll have to put in even more effort to learn the bosses and get through things, which should be hopefully interesting for you guys to watch. I will be resetting the numbering, so this is still the finale, and I will be starting the DLC at number 1 again. Just so it feels like a separate thing that people can just start watching if they want to, and they just don't want to watch all 270, or 267? Yeah, I think 267-ish videos of the base game. They can just watch the DLC and be fine. So, yeah. Awesome. Right. I think that is my last thoughts that I need to get out, and I think just a little bit of prep to make sure that we are good for the DLC, and I think we'll go to the DLC and end off there. I did end up using Fury of Azash, but I kind of don't want to use that. I'm not too sure what I want to use, because there are a lot of really good weapons. I could do another respec, but I already respec'd once this episode into the strength build for the Hallowed avatar, and I thought doing strength into the DLC would be pretty fun. And I do have the Sun Realm Sword, which is obviously a pretty funny, or pretty fun weapon. I'm not going to say funny, but it's kind of a meme at this point. It's got the really cool R2s with the deflects on them, so that could be fun to try, and I definitely want to try it. Although, gotta change the infusion, because yeah, I will still stick with the augmenting flaming strike. That'll give me some fire if I need it, but I might go for heavy potentially. Just fated. Oh, it has cold and night. Ooh. And lightning damage. Huh. So let's see, I'm at 438. If I switch that to faded, 367, but it has cold, so it does frostbite, which is cool, and I get another 50, yeah, 417, and that can reset the frostbite. Yeah? I'm gonna try that. That sounds pretty cool. And I got that faded infusion unlocked from the Hallowed avatar, so it feels appropriate. Awesome. Let's see. And we'll do Fortune of the Assassin with Minor Dancer. Awesome. My default combo, always really solid. In terms of talismans, I think... Yep, those are all good. Obviously, this final slot is a bit of a free slot for whatever I really need. Not too sure what I do need, though. Oh, we could do Lunar Princesses for the damage negation if we do Frostbite. Yeah, I guess we'll do that, because I do have the Frostbite. Yeah, it's a good idea. And then also, we need to just quickly change our physic. So, we'll go back to the Viridian Burst for that. And, yeah, armor, I don't really want to be on balance frame. I would like to get down to just normal, nimble. Not normal, nimble. I wonder if I could wear fulls or more. Probably not. It feels like it'll be a bit too heavy. I mean, if I don't wear the helmet, then I can wear most of it. Interesting. Is there like another set that has like a good passive? That would be nice. We do have Melania's set. Oh, part of Melania's is lighter, but other parts of it are heavier. Interesting. Like, yeah, the helmet, but the chest piece is really light. Interesting. Please. Not quite on the Confessor. Not quite. Typical. Yeah, I think leather armor is looking pretty good. So, probably go with that. We also have the blue claw stuff. The noble stuff has really good elemental defenses and good concentration and vitality, which elemental defenses are an area where I do struggle. So that might be probably the best idea, actually. We'll go noble set. If I can find the noble gloves, there they are. The noble trousers, and then we just need... I mean, I guess, yeah, it'll be the beryl, the crimson, or the navy hood. And I guess beryl would be the most fitting one. In terms of our transmog fashion, I'm going to stick with that. Our current one, I think it's perfectly acceptable, perfectly fine. I may look at getting the 2 points in faith to get my poison cure back. So we'll have to do that at some point. And let's put back on our bow. Oh no, I'm lost. Oh no. Yeah, awesome. Fully bow. Lovely. Just the... do I need finger seal? Actually, I'll take finger seal off for now, just so I have an empty hand, so that I can deflect with my fist. I know it looks a bit funky, but I can deflect with my fist. And I can always pull out the buckler if I need the parries. Awesome. Lovely. I don't think there's anything else to really do. takes another 40,000 to level, which we don't have and we're not going to have for a little bit, so I'm not going to bother with that. Awesome. Great runes, let's just do that, just to unrune arc me. And awesome. Man, that is so much smaller. Nope. Oh man. You know, I've seen this twice this playthrough already because I did the early quest to get here, and I defeated Moog obviously to come here. But man, that first view when you get here, so good. You see so much, like, you see up into Ballarat, you can see the Shadow Keep, you can see the mountain with Bale, so much ahead of us. Oh, you can even see the Ral Ruins. There's a lot here, a lot to do, but that'll all be for next time, when we start off in Shadow of the Erdtree, Elden Ring Reforged, Master Mode. Oh boy. So I'll say, once again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the base game playthrough, and I hope you're all looking forward to seeing me suffer my way through the DLC. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. See you all next time. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Oh, actually, before we finish, 234 hours and just under 3,000 deaths. Not too bad. So yeah, see you all next time. Take care, guys. Have a good one.